All right, buddy. So what's your name and where you from?
Boot 86, man, from the east side of Chicago, far east side, South
That's
Chicago neighborhood.
that's what's up, man. And Buddha 86.
Yeah,
Someone came my way, sent me a message, say hey, they knew someone that was locked up for what you said, 12 years, a little over 12 years.
yeah, 12 years, 9 months.
Okay, when'd you get out?
I just got out 2018, June 27th.
Damn, so you still pretty fresh, man. How you feeling after
Yeah,
doing 12 piece?
man, it's a whole lot that you can't really account for, to be honest with you, man. Like, I had to get back to used to, like, actually having money in my hand, like,
That
not
shit's
just
crazy
spending.
having real paper, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man. I mean, what were some of the major things that messed you up when you got out, man? Was it the technology? I mean, 12 years, that's a stretch.
Yeah, technology. Yeah, that it was like just starting when I left, so it wasn't like nowhere near what it is now. Like, I had to learn about locations on phones. Like I'm from the street, so like that location shit was like a
I
big
know.
deal.
It
Like I'm
still
like,
messes with me, man. Every time an app asks me for my permission to give them my location and shit, I deny sometimes and they don't allow me to use the app. So I'm like,
yeah,
damn, this shit makes me paranoid as hell. I know it ain't just me. I can only imagine for people just getting out doing 12 piece, man. They
uh,
asking for locations and shit. You can't deal with that. What
I got
else? What else? What was the cell phones before you went in?
they was flip phones for the most part. I had seen one touch screen in the airport. I had went out to VA when I was on the run actually, and
Oh, out here in Virginia. That's where I'm at, Virginia Beach,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Shout out to VA, man. On everything. VA,
That's what's up, dog. That's what's up.
they showed me a lot of love. They still do.
Yeah.
I was at what was that? Ronald Reagan Airport, and I had needed to use somebody's phone. The motherfucking payphone had ate all my quarters and shit, and I was
Yeah.
trying to call my girl to come send somebody to get me from the airport. And somebody had a touchscreen phone. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know how to pull the buttons on.
Oh, he was a rich dude. He was rich.
Yeah,
He
he was
had
rich as hell at the time. That was in like 2005. So I'm like, damn, what the? He ain't got no buttons on his shit.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Now I
man.
don't know phones got buttons damn now.
Don't know phones and there ain't no damn pay phones.
You feel me? Yeah,
They're
so a lot
vanishing.
changed. A lot changed.
Yeah, for sure, man. You picked up this app pretty quick though. Most people has been out for years and years, can't even figure out how to work this thing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely an information seeker. So like soon as I got out, I started getting up to speed with all the internet technology. Like y'all weren't finna leave me behind.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, man. Before we get into the prison side of things, I'm kind of reversing it here, but what the hell you doing out there now? You doing all right for yourself? I mean, uh, still on papers? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm still on papers. I'm in the process of I just started my own little art business, so I'm trying to, make that boom right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll be
Yeah,
doing
man. Hey, you got a
hyper
talent,
realistic
dog.
courses and shit.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
you
I'll be
got a
doing hyper.
talent, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave his stuff pinned in the comment section description for everyone to go check out, and we'll talk about that a little more at the end. But
appreciate that. Appreciate that.
yeah, man. You ever think about selling your artwork on Etsy? That's where I sell my stuff.
Nah, I never even heard about that website, bro.
Yeah,
You just
look
put.
up. Yeah, Etsy. It's for nothing but artwork, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you definitely just put me up.
All right, man. Let's step into lockup, man. What the hell sent you to prison for 12
First,
years?
first degree attempted murder with intent to kill.
How the hell that happened, man?
It had happened where it was just a normal day, low key in my neighborhood. I had just got off of work. I had the pistol on me. I had just put it in a little stash spot in like one of the cribs, like on the outside. Like, so I had just stashed it, and I had seen some of my boys they was about to smoke, and I was like, man, let me put in on it. Long story short, they was like, just go get some blunts. So on my way to the store to get the blunts, one of my boys, OG, called me on the phone. Like, man, she called me to the crib, and I go in the crib. She want to smoke too, so we started putting half on some weed, and her son ended up calling me and shit, calling her. Like, man, they got me. They got me trapped. So, shit. They end up having my boy Trap, man. I ran up in there and shit, and I ended up shooting like 3 of their ass, and they all told
Damn.
on me. They
Damn.
told on me inside the restaurant and shit.
Damn. That
That's
was in
that's
a.
the
Oh, it
short,
was
that's
in
the
a
short,
restaurant.
yeah, that's the short version of the story.
Well, that's all we need is a short version. That's all we need. We can paint our picture. But damn, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that's some ballsy shit, man. You know, I can only imagine
Yeah,
what it was like in that restaurant at the time. You know,
I
I know I would
I
have been bobbing and weaving.
I used to be thinking like that, you know what I'm saying? Low key,
Yeah,
man. Like it was so on, like it was just a trigger, it was just a switch, you know what I'm saying? Like you say what, where you at? And then shit, when I went up there, I looked, it was just like he said it was. They was in that bitch, deep as hell, parlaying like shit was sweet. And to be honest, most of their ass froze up, like they couldn't believe it was happening. They were just standing there like, what the fuck?
yeah,
So
yeah,
they getting shot and shit.
yeah, yeah. That's typical. You know, for the most part, some people, you know, they lock up, man. You know.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to believe it was happening either on the flip side, shit. But I'd have
Yeah.
had sense enough to jump behind the counter or some shit or something.
Yeah, I would have done something. I would have peeled out quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something.
But still, all right. So that lands you in prison, man. Attempted murder, correct? Well, you got
Yeah.
three. You got three counts of it, or just one?
Well, initially I had a whole bunch of counts of a whole bunch of different shit, but
Yeah,
indicted me, they upgraded it all to first degree attempt murder, which it all carried the same shit, 6 to 30 years. It all carried the same thing. Everything they charged me with was all 6 to 30. So it didn't even matter that they upgraded and just charged me with first degree attempt murder with intent to kill. But as far as like me going to the joint, I got the cop out at one of my court dates. I got the cop out to they had offered me 15 to 85%, which equaled out to the 12 years and 9 months I did. You know, I counted it up at the time I was a youngster. So, you know, I knew how old I was going to be. I'd already prepared myself with the shit that I was doing, like for doing that amount of time if it came to it. So when I got that deal, we had already hollered at them. They weren't going to stop telling. So, you know what I'm saying? They was all in hiding, all type of shit, like laying low, wasn't going to stop telling. So, you know, I just picked the lesser of the two evils. I knew I'd see some daylight. I knew I was bogus for doing what I did, how I did it. I didn't mask up and none of that shit. So I just took it on the chin what I had coming. Like I tweaked, you know what I'm saying? I was taught
yeah,
better. I was taught better than how I did it. So I just had to take my shit on the chin. So I went and told them, you know what I'm saying? I take that 15 to 85. I ain't had no rappies and no shit like that. So it wasn't like I hadn't involved nobody else. I just
yeah,
had
yeah,
like, yeah, all right, I did the shit. Let me get that 15 to 85.
yeah. And you know, a little over 12. I mean, that judge was pretty fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they ain't really had
I've
shit
seen
though.
people get their boots smoked for just popping one cat. You know what I mean?
See,
So
see, the thing was they didn't really have shit. Like they didn't have nothing. Like it
you just
wasn't
had
no. They
testimony
didn't,
of those people.
exactly. They didn't catch me on the scene. They never got no gun recovered. They didn't have really shit. But them saying I did it, and they was like all gangbangers. Like all the regular people. All the regular people. Nobody told on me. Like all the people that was there, that was people that was in the restaurant, people outside of the restaurant, all said that they could not identify who done the shooting. Only people that told on me was gangbangers. So they won credible in court. So they knew if we did go to trial or something and the motherfucker
Yeah,
just
you
get
had to give some kind of good plea.
yeah. They had to because we could have went in trial and ate up they motherfucking, you know, they so-called witnesses and shit, cause ain't none of them credible. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I mean, well, speaking of gangbanging, were you running with anyone out in the streets
Yeah.
or in prison or anything along those lines?
Yeah. Almighty Iron Bros, Latin folks, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we a mixture of everything, you know what I'm saying? We got black brothers, white brothers, Latino brothers, Arab brothers or Arab brothers, however is the politically way to pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? We got shit, we
A
got
wide
pretty
variety.
yeah, if you real, you could rock with us. We gonna accept you. Somebody gonna bring you into the fold. You ain't even gonna be able to like really have to ask how you get in. Somebody that's real gonna see it in you and they gonna start bringing you around.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all fall under the whole Latin folk umbrella.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, man. I mean, so how old were you when you went into Cook? Correct? You went into Cook County.
Yeah, for this case, when I went to Cook County, I had just turned 21. I had just turned
21.
a couple weeks ago. I actually went into Rappahannock Regional out there in VA.
Oh,
That's
Rappahannock.
yeah, that's what they called me at. They called me in VA and shit. I was
Yeah. I don't
thirsty
know
as
much
hell.
about the area. I mean, jail or lockup from there, but I do know about the area. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the first jail I went to on this case right here that I just came home from and shit. They had me in Rappahannock Regional until Chicago came pick me up and shit.
How was that compared to Cook County, man?
Oh, it's a whole different world because like
Ain't it,
I'm talking
bro?
about
I bet.
look, this why though? Because like I go on the deck, right? When I go on the deck, they got a fucking coffee machine on the deck. Now the coffee machine and it had a Kool-Aid machine at the front, by where like the police sit at, right? The police sit on the wing with you too, which is weird to me too, because
Yeah,
like
that's weird.
they couldn't really do that like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't many wings. I had never been on the deck where the police actually sit on the wing at a desk with you, and they
Hey,
got two.
look. Hey, I hate to stop you, but that's how it was over here in the city called Chesapeake. They used to have a CO. It was a pod, and then
Yeah,
the CO would have a desk right there inside of it. Now they
yeah,
stopped that. They don't have the COs in there no more.
yeah. Because that shit was like dangerous. Because I'm thinking about it where I'm coming from, like in Cook County, like
Yeah.
you sitting on the deck, and then you ain't even got no help. Like, and the sliding doors is behind you, and then look with the sliding doors, one got to close all the way before the other one start opening. So I'm
Yeah.
like, they could have been and killed the fucking police in here before they
Yeah.
come. I'm like, what the fuck is they doing? So look, I had peeped it, right? So I had peeped that. I'm like, damn, they different out here. So I had peeped the machine. The first thing I peeped about the machine was the potential for the scrap metal. Like it had a grate, like a little grate for you to sit the cup on. And I'm like, then I can make like 12 ice picks out this bitch, and y'all just got this bitch sitting out here
Yeah.
like this. So I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck? I say, oh yeah,
Rappahannock, boy, the sweet place,
I
huh?
say, oh yeah, this kind of like
When
sweet,
they
no
leaving out metal
disrespecting
like that,
nobody or
that's a
nothing.
sweet joint.
Exactly. I say, yeah, this got to be like the lick. Like they ain't really worried about this one right here. Like, cause I know somewhere else the VA got to get busy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
I
it
know,
does.
I already know. So you can't trick me. I don't think VA sweet. I just know where I was at right there. Like, yeah, this probably ain't nothing happening right here.
I'm surprised. I ain't never seen no jail anywhere around here even have any kind of coffee or juice machine up in that
Yeah.
shit. That's crazy.
Cause you could just press the button for the scalding hot water. Like that's a weapon in
Damn.
itself. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, they tripping. Got the microwave and shit. We just microwave and shit. Like we got the water and the noodles. We microwave and I'm like, man, somebody gonna get fucked up around here.
What was the
Man.
gang life in there, man? What was it like in there? A lot of bloods in there?
Yeah, see, it was some bloods in there. I did recognize some bloods in there. It was one more folks member that was next. Like he was like next door to me. My homies out there had turned him out. You know what I'm saying? My homies had turned him out in another town and shit. Cause I had some homies out there too. And they had turned him out in another town. So they was showing me love. It was some Sacramento gang members up there, some gangs from Cali. We used to be rapping the shit on the yard and shit together. Like, but it was
In
all
Rappahannock, VA.
yeah, Rappahannock,
Damn.
VA. I remember I went to court because on there we get on the vans with the females too. That was another difference. Like you get on the van with the female and go to court too. So it was a little chick up there that she had got locked up on some set it off shit. Her and her little homegirls had went robbing everywhere and shit. So she was on the van with us. She just had like a seat in between us and shit. So the whole ride there, she talking and shit. It was a little white dude from the little hood out there that she was digging on. She knew him from the streets. He was playing her to the left though. So I'm thinking like,
What?
she's shooting at you, homie, and you playing her to the side like you too cool. You supposed to be having her getting wild in this bitch, nigga.
Yeah.
We can't even ride the bus with females in Cook
Yeah.
County, nigga, in Chicago.
That's a green light as soon as it happens, man. Green light.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, them bitches be pregnant getting on the van with us in
Yeah.
Chicago. We'd have
Yeah.
some shit out. So I'm
That
like,
shit's
man.
crazy, man.
So I'm like, man, bro, let me do all the talking on the love when we come back. One of them probably gonna see this interview, I promise you, and they gonna hit you in the comments like he ain't capping at all. So look, we come back. So all of them be quiet. They don't even say nothing. So I get to talking to old girl and shit. So I'm talking to her. So once I get her like real comfortable, I just lay my lick down. I'm like, look, sweetheart, like, look, I can't speak for nobody else because I don't really know these brothers, you know what I'm saying? I'd had minimal convo with them. But look, I don't know when I'm coming home. I'm facing 360-30s right now at least. You know what I'm saying? They probably finna ship me back to Chicago and shit. Like, I'm just here for like expedition court. I ain't even here for real court. Like, my shit finna be way over there somewhere and it's serious. So I'm like, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna have the opportunity to see a beautiful woman like you in the flesh like this. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, like it'd be love if you hit a nigga with a G shot or something, like for real. Like that'd be a blessing. She like a G shot. I'm like, man, like, you know what I'm saying, undo your jump shoot and shit. Like I said, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be able to see a beautiful woman like you in the flesh, like for real. That's real talk. She like, oh, that's what a G shot is? Don't trip, I got you. I'm like, all right, don't trip. I'm like, don't send me
Hey, I
off
bet
though.
you started
Like
smiling
on the
instantly,
love, they
bro.
trying to keep they cool and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man,
Oh,
don't
oh.
so you know, like I'm like, man, don't send me off, and tell me you got me, and then you know what I'm saying, you back out, you get nervous or some shit. She like, nah, for real, I got you. When we pull up in the garage, I'm gonna go ahead and undo my lick, and I got you. Man, we pulled up in the garage when the police got out to walk around. She put her back to whichever way he got out. Opened that motherfucker. She got playing with them
Oh,
bitches and everything.
shit. God.
We get back inside. They separate us and shit. We get in the bullpen, go crazy. They damn Chi-Town, you got her to show that shit. Chi-Town, when the next time you going to court.
God dang Chicago
On the
represent.
love. But I told him I probably ain't gonna go to court with y'all no more. But y'all keep that principle going, man. Y'all remember what the fuck I was on. Y'all remember how I pulled it off. Y'all just keep that shit going.
Yeah, sounds like you had a good. They say Virginia's for lovers, my friend. You
On the
know.
love. And rubbed off on me.
Hey, I know that's right. All right, man. Let's get up into Chicago, man. What was it like, man? So you left that. So hold on. So was the VA jail the first jail you were locked up in?
Not
Ever. Were you ever in Cook?
Yeah. That was the first time for this case. That was the first jail I went to for this case. But I had been to Cook County and shit before I caught this case.
Oh, okay. So you know what you're going into.
So this one, yeah. I was already pretty much seasoned by this time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When I leave from Rappahannock Regional, Chicago come pick me up and shit. So they come pick me up and shit. We go to the airport. They fly me back to Chicago, and then they drive me down to the station and shit. They put me in like 4 lineups, and then from the 4 lineups, you know, like within the next couple of days and shit, they sent me on down to the county and shit. So when I hit the county, I hit Division 10, which was max at the time.
Yeah, max.
Yeah, it was max at the time. Division 11 at the time was super max, and Division 9 was like the whole, but it was like max too. Yeah, but they had sent me to 10. I had already came from 10 before, so I had already knew what time it was. I had just left 10 not even a year ago for a pistol case, my second pistol case I had caught. So I was already in 10 before. So I pretty much knew like the politics of it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Pretty much you got to follow all guidelines or your guys gonna get on your ass first, and you know what I'm saying? But they there for a reason because we was all like living together, so many people, so like different rules got to be set, so like we don't put nobody in danger because like it's a real high level of respect factor because everybody fighting drama, so you got knives everywhere, so the simplest dispute could turn deadly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's Cook's mainly split up between the folk and the people, correct?
Yeah.
Now
neutrons is the people that ain't plugged at all.
Yeah, and the neutrons, yeah. Well, let me ask you this: what was
that
the
was
tip?
then. That was then. That
Yeah,
was then.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you were in there, was it typically the violence? Was it within the own, or was it within your enemies? You know what I mean? What was that typically like? I mean,
It was
isn't
really,
it? I heard other people say, how they don't understand how they can get along when a lot of them are beefing on the streets.
yeah,
Within.
that's true. That's true because like, but see, like the structure back then was so thick that like you ain't had no choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no renegade, so it wasn't like you could come in there and be like, okay, I'm a 9, bro, but I don't fuck with the SDs because we get into it with the SDs in the world or something. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
something like that. You couldn't operate like that because like folks in them gonna get on your ass, and there's no deck you can go to where you can get away from that shit unless you go check in the PC. We don't go to the Players Club, so like you really
Players
got
Club. I ain't heard that
yeah,
jank before.
yeah,
I like that though. It makes that shit sound a little better.
yeah. Nah, we don't fuck with the Players Club. You know what I'm saying? We don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
doing PC. So like you really just gotta fall in line, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta keep that street shit in the street because in the jail is different politics, it's a whole different world. You gotta survive a whole different way. Like the police is really supposed to be like the opposition and shit. You know what I'm
Now I've
saying?
seen a
So,
lot of videos of Chicago cats, man,
but
attacking them COs, trapping them in there, and all kinds of shit.
yeah, all type of shit was happening in that bitch like that, especially in the max because like I say, the respect level is like it's real. It's like it's no really room for wiggle room. Like even with the COs and shit back then, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody disrespect you as a member, you got to handle your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ain't nothing to talk about. So you don't put yourself in a position where a police would disrespect you. You feel what I'm saying? Because they
yeah,
know what was going on, just like we knew what was going on. So like it shouldn't be no reason why nobody should step out of bounds. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the police knew like if they stepped out of bounds too, shit, they was gonna get the same treatment anybody else gets. So it was all like one big system based
yeah,
off respect and rules. And if you jumped out, the most violence you had asked me, the question you had asked was like was the most violence with like with like your own or like other
yeah,
motherfuckers. Like to be honest, the most violence I actually seen when I was doing time in the county and shit, like and it was structure on count was like your own because motherfuckers got to keep you in line for the greater good of everybody else. So like you would get young coming in that bitch wild from the streets, probably didn't have no structure in their neighborhood. They hit the county, think they could just do what they want to do. They're a gangster, and then folks in them got to get them together. You know what I'm saying? You see
yeah,
motherfuckers getting worked out, teach you a lesson good enough. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Then
So you just
they
putting
might
people in
find you.
check that need. Yeah. All right. That was the most violence you seen, just getting people in check with the system.
Then motherfuckers getting beat up by their own. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Getting beat up by
understandable. If
their
you're
own.
acting crazy, man, you ain't falling in line. What do you expect?
Yeah, yeah. But I did see some wild shit. Like the first time I went to 10, the first time they put me in max when I had that pistol case, like my second, third day on deck, I did see a nigga stab like 30 something times on the law. I did see that. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, that shit was crazy. I had told them that I didn't want no knife and shit because I had that little petty case. They was all fighting drama. I'm like, no, I don't need no knife, folks. I'm straight. When I
Oh,
see that
damn.
shit, they turned
Grabbed a
our deck.
knife.
Yeah, they turned our deck into the hole. Excuse me, they turned our deck into the hole for 29 days. Before that 29th day, I was man, if y'all don't send two damn knives over here immediately, like my celly taking one. Fuck you mean? He ain't even got
Yeah,
no choice. He taking
yeah,
one too. Shit, I want one and he want one. Send two
yeah.
of them.
That shit's crazy. Would it go down in the cell or out in the pod?
It was out in the motherfucking day room, bro. It was out in the day room. I was playing the chess and I didn't even see it finna happen. Like behind me, everybody had hit the walls and organized in their own little sections. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but everybody like had hit the walls that wasn't involved in what was going on. And I'm playing chess, not even fucking paying attention. And until like out of my peripheral, I see somebody's arm go up in front of me by the TV, and I look up, and dude had a weapon. He cracked dude ass with that motherfucker, and that kicked off everything. And then the guys had called my name. I turned around and I seen where we was at, like by the wall, lined up and shit. So I went over there with my guys and shit, and then we just watched them handle their business and shit. And then locked up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, leaving Cook County, going to the pen. How long does it typically take for them to come get you?
Uh, well, once you take your time, unless you do something what you call like a week stay, unless you request like a week stay to stay close to your family and get some more visits real fast before they ship you down state and all that shit. Because typically the penitentiaries is too far from Chicago and Cook County and shit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
most of us that come in there be from Cook County, so they allow you something what you call a week stay for you to get you some last visits and all that shit before you go far. So if you don't do that, you should be gone on the bus within like the next couple of days of shit. They send you to the receiving joint, Stateville, NRC, what it is now.
Yeah. Stateville.
Cook County people, you know what I'm saying? This is different from why you coming from the country. I think like it's Graham or something. I think Graham got they received for
Yeah.
like the southern states and shit, southern towns and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Then you go to Stateville, NRC, until they decide which joint you're gonna actually be housed in, and then they ship you off to there from there. Shit. That
Yeah.
NRC was a motherfucker, man.
NRC.
Man, they feed you little ass trays, bro. I'm talking about like, bro.
What does NRC stand for? Do you know?
I don't even know, but I'm assuming the R and the C is like for receiving center. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
Like,
Okay. Okay.
I'm assuming because it's a receiving joint now. They got the joint. They got behind the wall and shit. The Max joint, Stateville, but we all go to NRC to get
Yeah.
processed and see which joints we going to and shit. So, but
Yeah.
that motherfucker, man, ain't no coming out the cell. You get one shower a week. Like you come out one time for a long time, and then that's it for the whole week. Like you might come out for like 2 hours one day, and then it was it for the whole week. Like,
Oh,
and you just in
hell
your
no.
cell for 24 hours, no windows to see outside. Like, man, when I first went in that bitch, bro, I was like, what the? They had me in that bitch. I read the whole Bible and shit in that motherfucker, bro. That bitch, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Was it big? Was it multiple tiers, or was it just like little small cell blocks?
Yeah, it was multiple tiers. Like it was like a cell block with multiple tiers and shit. And you behind the door. Yeah, it wasn't no bars. You was behind the door. So like it's just like small ass cell shit. You in one celly, and
You have
where
good celly in
I
there.
was there. You in one celly when I was there. It may have got tripled up or something because like Chicago and Illinois like infamous for the counties and shit infamous for
Yeah,
like tripling up cells and shit, putting three motherfuckers in a 2-man cell. So I
yeah.
don't know if it's still like 2 man, but yeah, it's small ass cell, 2 man, like behind the door, and that bitch 24 hours, bro.
Did you
Like
get a good celly?
hell no, bro.
I always, man, I be having bad luck
Bro,
with cellies, man.
bro, the celly I had in there, right? This one I went down for all that time. So I'm still processing this calculation sheet I just got in the mail. It's 2006 now. And this motherfucker say I can't get out the joint until 2018 with no chances of getting out early. Like ain't no good time. I had 85% truth or sentencing law.
God,
So
that shit
like
would make me feel like,
it wasn't no chances of coming
uh,
home earlier than what that paper said. So I'm sitting here trying to process this shit in '06. Like, damn. So my celly, she just copped out for 2 years, right? At 50%. So that automatically get broke down to 1 year,
oh
right?
my God.
Now, he 40-something years old. This is his first time ever to the joint. He one of the folks too. But this is his first time ever to the joint in all this time, right? So they didn't recommend him in the court to go to Sheridan. Like anybody that done time know, like when you get recommended to go one of them drug treatment joints, they got to send you there. When the judge tell them they got to send you there, you going there. So you finna sit and receive until some space open up right there. Now with that is, soon as you go in that bitch, you getting good time. You getting
Yeah,
damn near like 3 days for one day or some shit for being in their drug programs and shit in a joint like Sheridan and shit, right?
yeah,
So not only do he got a year just to do off of this 2 years already, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
He got less
he
than a year.
even he haven't even been awarded his 6 months good time. You know what I'm saying?
He's about to walk out the damn gate.
Man finna walk out, bro. He not even finna do the rest of this year, bro. And this in the middle of the year already. They caught me in like September or some shit,
And
bro.
they
Like he
got
finna
you
come
going home
home.
2018.
You feel me? And he steady asking me, he steady talking about so Sally, how much time you think I'm finna do off of this 2 years?
Oh my God.
So I break it down to him the first time because I'm not mad at nobody for this
And
time
he
I got.
knows how much time you got?
And he know how much time I
Nah,
got.
that's
You know what I'm saying?
disrespectful, dog.
So
That's disrespectful, bro. I
it
would
is,
never
it
ask
is,
that shit.
it is. It's like it's real. It's real. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsiderate. You
It's
know what I'm
inconsiderate,
saying?
and anyone with common sense, basic common sense, would know not to ask your celly that shit, man. You
And
know?
he ain't have it, bro. He ain't have it, bro. Like he was 40 some years old, never really been through the jail system. So like he asked me that shit, bro. Until like one time I just had to check him. I say, Sally, man, check this out, bro. I don't come home till 2018, bro. There ain't nobody fault but my own, bro. But you not finna keep asking me about this little bitch ass time, bro. Like, I'm not finna keep explaining this shit to you, bro. I explained this shit to you 5 times already, bro. Don't ask me about that shit no more, bro. We
Yeah,
finna come
yeah,
home before this year out, bro. If you ask me about that shit again in this cell, bro, it's gonna be some shit, bro. Cause I'm gonna think you trying to be funny, bro.
yeah.
Oh no, my bad, Sally, man. Like, no, I didn't mean nothing bad, Sally, man. You know, I just ain't never did this shit, man. So I'm tripping, bro. But you right, bro. I apologize, bro. I wasn't even thinking this shit, bro, man. I apologize. I ain't on that shit with you, Sally, man. I know you
Yeah.
going through it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he ain't never talk about it no more.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably just wasn't. He just probably thought, what he was doing was all right. You know what I mean? 46. He probably wasn't in the mid. He don't know what the hell he's doing, probably.
Hey, check this out, though. Crazy small world is, bro. Small world. You ain't gonna believe this. He was living in my neighborhood and he saw the main victim that I shot 5 times on that case that I went down for. He saw him shooting at me in front of this man, kids and shit. They was coming out the store. Him and his little daughters was coming out my corner store and on my block, like lurking and shit. So when they seen me and one of my shorties riding past, they hopped out and they started shooting at us and shit in front of him. He was telling me the story about it while we in the cell, and I'm sitting here like, damn, that story sound familiar than a motherfucker. So I'm like, hey, what color was the car that they was shooting at? He tell me the car. He described my shorty car the whole fucking to the T. I'm like, damn, that was me they was shooting at, bro. He was like,
That's
yeah.
crazy,
I'm like,
man.
hell yeah. I'm like, damn, that's why I got my case on, bro. All the time. Look, the police that was shooting at me, my main victim, the police ran his ass over. He was out like on bond or something for that case when I shot him and shit in that restaurant that day. He was out on bond for that case on the mud.
That's crazy as hell, man.
Crazy fuck.
That's small world. Small world.
Yeah, small world though.
Was the gang life the same as Cook? I heard it's really not in the prison system out there, man.
Nah, like you gotta really go to the max joints, but like don't get it wrong. Like it all depends on who you dealing with. Like me and mines, we operate on the same level no matter what.
No matter what.
It don't got to be on counter none. Cause like for perfect example, I was in Centralia. That Centralia is a lower like level joint. It's like it was like a medium. It's a lot of freedom and shit. Like and like shit don't really happen that much in Centralia. But like the way me and mine operate is like one go we all go. So I end up getting kicked out of Centralia with like 3 other Latin folks for moving on the stool pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like he had told on one of the boys for doing tattoos and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? We got a little evidence that he was telling.
Damn,
so,
that's petty as hell.
Yeah, it really didn't matter. See, in that joint, it won though, because ain't shit going on. Like, that's major shit. Like,
okay.
Like, shit down there. Because wasn't really shit going on. And Stool Pigeons was operating on a level to where, like, they was comfortable because, like, nobody wasn't getting up with them.
And this was in Centralia.
Yeah, because the joint was so sweet, so wide open, females all through that bitch, like, for real, like, CO females, like, they threw that motherfucker loose and shit. So, like, it was cracking when they told on my homie. We got wind of who we thought it was or who the most likely victim was gonna
Candidate.
be. Yeah, the candidate, you know what I'm saying? and we beat the fuck out his ass, man, and got kicked up out that bitch. We all did a yen seg behind that shit. I went to they shipped me the
Damn, a
Pontiac.
year?
Yeah, they shipped us the Pontiac seg.
Oh,
I actually
Pontiac. I heard about Pontiac.
yeah. I actually ended up doing 13 months in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I hear their segregation's rough, man.
Yeah, they seg is rough as fuck, bro. Like that's a whole nother world on top of a world. Like we could do a whole segment on Pontiac seg. Like
Well,
that
let's do
shit.
that, man. Let's do that. Let's wrap this
Pontiac,
up, man, and then if you want to come back for part 2, man. Well, first off, before we leave, man, is there any way, or do you have any kind of shout outs? What are you doing? You're doing the artwork now. Anything else going on that you might want people to know about?
yeah, man. You can check out my YouTube channel, Buddha86. That's B, capital B, lowercase OOD, capital A 86. My Instagram is Buddha86 _ music. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, shit. Like
I'll
you can
keep
just
all that stuff pinned in the comment section description of the video for people to check out, man. But look, your stories were good, man. They're good, and I can't wait to hear about Pontiac Seg, man. You know?
yeah, man. Tune in. That's gonna be one for the ages. Y'all ain't gonna be able to believe this shit.